Hello, I'm Lorenzo Marchessi of the Geek Authority, and I wanted to quickly thank you for watching the show you're about to see. I also want to make sure that you know it's very important to me that you subscribe to this channel, as well as click on that little bell that sends notices when new shows are dropped. If you would like to help support the Geek Authority, you can go to patreon.com, where you can help keep new shows coming by donating whatever you can. Thank you again so much for subscribing and supporting the Geek Authority. Now, enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Geek Authority Show. I'm your host, Lorenzo Marchessi, and this is the show where I get to interview all kinds of talented people from all walks of life. I've interviewed actors, authors, writers, directors, cosplayers, producers, different kinds of entertainment, back behind the scenes, costumers, makeup people, that kind of thing. So a lot of theater people as well. And today I have a very special guest. This is from the perspective, I kind of like to think of a new person getting into the business, learning acting and getting into the whole theater experience. We'll talk about his hopes too. But this is Tristan McDaniel. Welcome, Tristan. Appreciate you doing the
Hello.
show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you are a young and inspiring, I hope, as well as aspiring actor. So you are a native Californian, I'm assuming, born and
Yes,
bred,
yes.
the Hollywood
I was
area.
well, I was born in Cedar Sinai Hospital. And then a week before I turned one, my family decided to move to Australia. And I lived there for 6 years, and then I came back to America in 2012.
So you were about 6 or 7 when you moved from Australia back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
I,
7 when I moved back.
I don't hear that Aussie accent. So
I know, it's so annoying. Okay, so I had the accent, I had the accent and everything. But since I didn't have Aussie accent parents, and I also had like no one who had an Australian accent when I came here, I just ended up speaking like them, you know?
okay. Well, that makes
I
sense.
mean, yeah.
I mean, well, which begs the question of, since you're in Australia and obviously 6, 7 years old, you moved back. Were you kind of a class clown kind of thing? Did
Oh, absolutely. When I came here, since Australia's seasons are different, their school year is also different. So in America, the schools start like and end in the middle of the year. Like they start in August. So in Australia, the schools actually start in the start of the year and end at the end of the year because when we have summer, they have winter. Um, so when I came here, I'd already finished first grade in Australia, and I came here and it was winter break for the American kids. So talked to the principal, and the principal was like, "Oh, well, you know what? It's just half a year left." So they put me in the second half of first grade. And so I've done first grade 1.5 times. But the thing is that like I've already known all of it. The principal was also worried like, oh, well, Australian academics are different than American. But no, it was really,
so
the
what
only
you're
difference
saying?
was that,
What you're saying is the American system didn't accept the fact that you had done first grade?
it wasn't the American system. I think it was just a stupid principal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just the principal being like, oh, well, he hasn't ever been in second grade and we don't want to put him just into the second year. Plus, he'll be younger than all the kids. And it was really dumb because I ended up uh, being really bored in the second half of first grade.
Wow.
And
I bet you
uh,
excelled too, right? You did well because you were a little guy.
yeah, well, the thing is that did well on like all my assignments and everything, but you know how they have, I don't know if you know this, but they have this behavior system where if you misbehave in class, you flip your card, right? So basically, everyone starts with a green card at the beginning of the day. And then if you flip to a yellow card, that's your warning. And then if you flip to a red card, then I think it's like a timeout or something.
Wow.
So I got put on a red card basically every day because I thought that, this wasn't school. This was Tristan's comedy stand-up special. Uh, and I
So you were
decided,
getting in trouble? You were
oh,
being.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
The teachers hated me. The teachers called in my parents and were like, oh, he's acting up all the time. We think he has ADHD. And I never got tested for it. I never probably will get tested for it. I have it. I think the problem is that, if you are, put in a classroom with people who have not learned things that you've already learned, then you're going to try and make it fun for yourself.
Right.
And that's not going to comply with the teacher,
Right. You're being a kid, I've already done this.
Exactly.
You just, can't.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was probably a big transition for you.
Mm-hmm.
When did you, I mean, was it because I know your father's an actor and a director and a writer and all that,
Mm-hmm.
which you can see him on the Geek Authority show in a different interview, twice, as a matter of fact. But the other thing is, was it your father, your mother, or the family influence that got you into it, or were you a TV watcher or a sitcom watcher?
Well, okay. So my mom has never done anything theater related in her life. She was born in Israel, went to the military when she was 18-ish, and then went to Emerson University to study business and finance. And now she does like real estate in Las Vegas. And that's really what she does. She's never stepped on a stage in her life. She doesn't like singing. She doesn't like dancing. Uh, and she doesn't act any of that. She loves to like watch me though. Right. So,
What parent doesn't?
right.
Well,
uh,
but you got to get to your father too.
yeah. And so now my dad, who, born in Connecticut, went to Brunswick, graduated, went to college for football. Wait, did he go to college for football? Maybe he told you this. There's a little plot hole that I can't remember, but
Okay.
I know
Sorry,
for sure that
Dad.
he did. Yeah, sorry. I'll apologize to him when he gets home.
When he watches
But,
this, watch it with
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. You know what? If he just never watches this, then maybe I don't have to apologize. He just won't know.
Okay.
But
He better
in
watch
high
it.
school, he better watch it. I'll make him. In high school and college, he did theater, like musical theater. So he was on the football team and he did theater. And he pursued acting after theater, not so much in like Broadway, but he's done like soap operas and a few TV shows. And, uh, if you want to hear more about this, you can watch your interview with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm
so he
but
did have a background in acting.
have you seen him on stage perform? Have you seen him?
I've seen some of the. I haven't seen like when he was younger, but he's done things at his job. His HR job where he's like dressed up as a pirate and did monologues. They have a little bit of a dad vibe to them, which there's nothing wrong with that, but uh, that's the stuff that I've seen him do, and I also came with him to direct a show once at some little theater, and he like I brought me and my friend and we took notes on the show, but he's very much versed in theater more than musical theater, but he's very supportive. Both my parents are supportive of what I do, but let's go into like how I got into it.
Right.
So schools always do like the little plays in elementary school with like all the kids, like maybe it's the Ugly Duckling,
Wizard
stuff
of
like that.
Oz, whatever. Yeah.
So my very first role in a show was when I came to came to America for the first time, and the elementary school that I went to was doing the Ugly Duckling, and all I had to say was I had a sign that I drew that said "Take a hike," and I would stand up and I would hold the sign and I would say "Take a hike." And it was us being mean to the duckling. First thing I ever did. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was really boring, and my hand hurt from coloring this big sign. Hated it. And then in elementary school, we had an actual, like, not just classrooms, but across third, fourth, and fifth grade, you could do like the school play. And I had a best friend at the time who was doing the school play, and my mom was like, "Oh, well, I don't want you to do it just because he wants to do it. I want you to do it because you'd actually want to do it." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't do the third grade one, which was the Aristocats with it's like the Disney movie
Right.
that turned into a musical. But I watched it and it looked really fun. And the next year they did Peter Pan. And I should mention that my best friend at this time, we had like another friend as well. It was a friend group of three. And the third guy in the friend group, his name was Harrison. His mom did, she was in a talent agency. So Harrison would go on commercials and do auditions and all of that. And he would tell us about it. And then the other friend in the friend group, his name was Jazz. He started doing that. And then I started hearing about this and I was like, I want to do this as well. This sounds really fun. So in third and fourth grade, I did, I think, like 3 commercials. But it was more just because I found auditions fun.
Right. What age was that?
Yeah.
What
This
age?
was, if it's like 8 years ago, I think I was like 9 or 10 or like 8
So you were
when I
actually
started going to
out,
these auditions.
you were going to commercial auditions.
Yeah. And I didn't, like, if I went into an audition and I didn't hear anything for a few months and I realized I didn't get it, I didn't care. I didn't like work myself up on auditions, that because in some of these auditions you'd like learn a scene and you'd act it out for them, and I had fun doing that. This was like an activity for me. I really didn't care whether I got the thing or not. I really just wanted to have fun, and at some point the drive just became really annoying going to Hollywood every day, because I don't live right next to Hollywood. I live like 40 minutes away. So eventually I stopped doing that, I think closer to like 5th grade. But that was really like me thinking that I could be, on Disney Channel and do like those kind of roles, thinking that it'd be really fun to do that. Obviously not knowing that, Disney kids get like a really short end of the stick in terms of, getting out of a Disney contract.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing with that.
Can you share any of that inside stuff?
Yeah. So when I have a few people that I know that have been on Disney, and the thing with Disney is that I know for kids it doesn't matter as much, but in Disney you won't get paid as much because they're Disney, they're like a brand name. So you're going to get the popularity, and that's part of your pay. You can almost see it like, if you have a ton of people watching Disney, then they hope that you won't care, that you're not going to be paid as much, because you're going to be on Disney. And
so when you say, for people who don't know this watching, when you say paid enough, there's a thing called scale, which is what they minimally have to pay you. I'm assuming then you're SAG and AFTRA, or?
No, I don't think I was ever in SAG. No, I did commercials that you didn't have to be under that.
Yeah, non-union. Okay.
Yeah, non-union.
Yeah, because
sorry.
When you say that, there's a thing called scale that you have to minimally pay an actor, and then of course there's your popularity as time goes on. I mean, for example, like the Zac Efron with the High School Musical.
Sure, yeah.
It's like, I'm sure he got paid what he got paid for that. He's certainly not getting paid for that now.
Yeah. But then you have shows like I'm trying to think because I don't watch Disney Channel anymore. Sorry. But let's say Jessie was a show today, Um, or no, I'll take Bunked. So the shows in Bunked, like the kids are not going to be paid as much as they would have been paid if they had been on Disney like 5 or 10 years earlier, because now Disney Channel has grown so much in popularity that it's more about, since the kids are, get them exposed sooner so that they can have more child roles before, just waiting around for a next job. Uh,
Have you
so
have you auditioned for a Disney show or a Disney
yeah,
channel?
I auditioned, I think, twice or three times for a Disney show, but I didn't take it nearly as seriously as I could have.
Uh-oh.
Because it was, I remember the one that I did, it was like some kid had a Boston accent. And I had, my dad has these family friends in Boston who, it's like this big Italian family. So like they all talk like Mark Wahlberg, like from all those cop movies. And so I went into the audition and I was like, "Hey, yo, what's up? I'm Randy." And they're like, "The line says to say, hello, I'm Randall." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like, that's not how a Boston guy would say it." I had way too much fun in all of these auditions. Obviously, I did not get it, uh, but I also was too young to care.
Right.
Uh,
So did they treat you, I mean, when you did that, did they tell you to
oh, they laughed, but they found it funny, but they were like, "Okay, we have 100 other kids that we have to see do this. So it's nice to see someone do it differently, but it's not the character that they're looking for whatsoever."
it's a look? Is that what it was?
No, it's sometimes it's about a certain aesthetic that they're looking for. If you look at Disney shows, they have certain timing and delivery that's really different from watching, like the CW. Like they leave spaces for, the laugh tracks, and there's just a certain theme over all shows that have to do with how they respond to certain things. And
What's impressing me most about you right now is how analytical you've done the thing, and then you look back at it and you're like, Disney has a particular brand, Disney has a particular style, and you can see that.
yeah,
It's like you're ahead of the game as far as most actors who are even,
well, something that like you have to do if you want to be in a certain industry, like whether it's acting or even like sports, is you have to be able to watch something and kind of understand uh just the uniqueness of it, or like just try to like point out stuff about it. Like some of the things that I could be saying right now, like about the whole Disney aesthetic, could be totally wrong. It could be totally wrong, but here's the thing, that's what I'm
right.
seeing. That's what I'm pointing out. Those are the trends that I'm realizing. So when I'm able to recognize what I see as a trend, maybe that means that someone else sees it as a trend. And then if I set the trend in my character, if I audition for something, then that that trend can be, appeasing to the person who also shares that view.
Right, the casting director.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So you would audition, say, for a Disney channel role,
Yeah.
differently today than you did back then.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would not say, "Oh, yo, what's up? I'm Randy." I would not do
So
that.
how would you approach it? Would you just deliver the line with the
It
Boston?
really depends on what the material is, because it's like there are a lot of like, I think they're called like archetypes, or just characters that are
Character types.
uh, yeah. So if it's like the annoying brother, all the annoying brothers are the same. They're mischievous. They get away with everything. Um, like they're cheeky, and they are like a really big comic relief. Like a lot of the time, the audience will either like them because they think
They're
that they're really
obnoxious.
smart, yeah, or they won't like them because it's like the main character is the sister who's like, "Oh my god, you're always getting in the way," you know. So that's like an archetype that you could drive towards if you find that the role. Well, obviously, I can't do that anymore because I don't know what kind of character that is for like a 16-year-old.
Right.
But had I been 10 and
Yeah,
thought
but
about
I
that,
got to
that
say
would.
something. I mean, I just found out today, but you're 16, you're soon to be 17, which is awesome. Um,
Mhm.
you're like, you said you're 6 feet, 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get a good estimate of it. I'll
Oh,
stand next to my
no,
doorway here.
yeah, no, I believe you, but I don't know many, 16-year-olds that height. I mean, you might have doors open because you look older, you got that teen look, but you could be that older big brother, but only be, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
That's good for you. I mean, that's a marketable thing, I would think.
Yeah. Well, everything about anyone has to be something marketable if you want to do something. Like if I want to, explain why I'm good for a role that's, more of a not a parental figure, but like if an older brother is like the father figure for a younger character, then there has to be a certain like authority or like charm or safety that I have to be able to
Right. I think the word
produce.
you're looking for is believability. We have to
Yeah,
believe that you care. You have to believe that
yeah,
you are concerned and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Um,
I'm curious. What shows did you watch growing up? I mean, did you have favorites?
I don't know.
Okay, that's kind of scary.
No, 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 no. Because I watched a lot of TV. I'll be honest. I watched a lot of TV, a lot of movies. I like have watched every Marvel movie as they came out. Um,
Okay.
and I
Have,
watched Disney Channel a lot
have
and
you ever heard of
Disney XD. I remember.
Have you ever heard
Hmm?
of things like the Dick Van Dyke Show or Brady
Yeah,
Bunch or
I've
any of
heard
those?
of it, but that's not what they would play on like Disney and
Okay.
Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
See,
I'll be honest, most of the things that I watch today, um, this is okay. So I watch a lot of like anime, and then I watch. Well, I don't watch a lot of anime. I have friends who watch it, so I watch it so I can talk about it with them. But I also have uh, shows where I like British TV shows. There's like this certain acting that they do in it
absolutely.
that's really different than American that I tend to gravitate towards rather than watching Riverdale. I really don't like Riverdale.
CW. I mean, there's a couple shows on the CW I like Supergirl.
Yeah.
I like Supergirl,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Like I liked iZombie, but yeah, Riverdale just not it.
but are you watching like Upstairs Downstairs? Are you watching? What
No.
are you watching?
I'm watching well, I watched Sherlock a little bit ago and
With
then
Benedict
mhm,
Cumberbatch,
yeah, and the I can't remember his name, but the guy who played the Hobbit as Watson.
John something. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, like I watched that and then it's a lot of like Downton Abbey just got put on Netflix. So I'm definitely gonna watch that soon. But
yeah.
there's yeah, I watch some things I watch for like, I'll say enrichment, being like, oh, that's something that I can watch and learn from in
Have you
terms
seen
of wanting.
The Crown? That's a British production.
No, because my parents were watching it, and if I started watching it, they would have wanted me to watch it with them, and they watch things really slow. Uh, and when I say they watch things really slow, I just mean I watch things really fast.
You
Like I'll
binge it.
finish, yeah, yeah, I'll finish like two seasons in like a day, depending on the show.
Don't you
Uh,
sleep?
um,
Don't
I
you
do.
eat?
I actually have a really, I have a really like good sleeping routine, but it's like I'll have it on in the background while I'm doing something else, and I'll
Oh,
like kind of follow it. Like I still know what's going on, but I don't know like the exact lines maybe.
okay. I mean, because there's a lot of original stuff on
Yeah.
Netflix and Amazon Prime have wonderful shows. I mean, Firefly Lane is something we just saw. We're in the middle of Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the middle. We
Yeah.
just finished Halston with Ewan
Oh,
McGregor. And
and Krista Rodriguez.
yes, it's an
Yeah.
amazing show. It's an
Hmm.
amazing, and we saw it's only 5 episodes, so we got to the fifth one. We're like, more, please.
Yeah.
Like, so hopefully that'll come back. But anyway, so when let's go back to you. When did you come? What was your first audition for, say? And I hate to use this real, a real play. that,
Okay.
a role.
Yeah, sure. So we'll go back to this. So remember I was talking about Aristocats.
Right.
And the next show was Peter Pan. And so I auditioned for that after having done like some of these commercials. So the teachers knew that I was going on these auditions. So they knew that I had some things under my belt. So I do Peter Pan and I
You played Peter?
get Captain Hook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Captain Hook, which I think is a much more fun role than Peter Pan. Uh,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I did. Obviously, they were like, "Hey, can you do an accent?" And I was like, "I'll do my Aussie accent," because that just what was my Aussie accent, just what was
No, I heard
easiest
about
to me.
Do we get to
Oh,
hear a little bit?
no. Well, I had a song. It was like "Never Smile at a Crocodile," but this is before I started trying to learn how to sing. So it was like, uh, never smile at a crocodile, or you might get eaten by the crocodile. Don't be taken in by his something skin. Oh, by his scaly skin. He's imagining how well you fit within his skin. Oh, then it wasn't skin.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Yay. Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, but
Um,
so I did that, and that was like the first time I really did a show, like a musical, and I really liked it. So I did the play next year, and that was The Beast, uh, and then I was like, okay, I got The Beast in that. I was like, okay, I want to do more musicals. So
you
there was this.
did the Disney version?
Yes.
So you had that wonderful solo song that the Beast has?
No, that came out from the movie. So that wasn't there yet. The movie you're talking about Evermore?
No, this was actually the Broadway play came first. Then they did a
Yeah.
feature film with
So
it. But
yeah,
there's
and
two
the
different
Disney.
solos. The Beast has two different solos in each
Yeah,
movie.
so in the well, okay, so you know how they have the animation one. The
Right.
animation took songs out from the original Broadway play. And so the one where he's like, I don't know, after Belle leaves, he like sings to himself. That I can't remember what it's about, but
Right.
that wasn't in. Plus, this was also Beauty and the Beast Junior.
Right.
So this didn't have a lot of songs. It was only
Was it
like an
truncated?
hour.
Did they shorten it?
Yeah, it was only like an hour long.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Um,
Be our
yeah,
guest.
there
Be our
wasn't an
guest.
intermission. Yeah, but so after that, I had some friends who did shows outside of school. So there's this place called Golden Performing Arts, and I was like, okay, this sounds fun, and we started doing Seussical. And so that's from the summer from fifth to sixth grade. So I did Seussical, and I was Mr. Mayor, and I started doing a ton of shows. Well, not a ton, but I just started doing shows, and I ended up really liking them. And in seventh grade, I think sixth to seventh grade, or yeah, it was sixth to seventh grade. I did Beauty and the Beast again, but this time I was Gaston, and Gaston was probably one of my favorite roles that I've ever played, because the Beast is so serious. Gaston, you can have so much fun with him. So there's this one song called uh, Gaston Reprise, and he says, "Le fou, I'm afraid I've been thinking," and I had this chest hair, like a piece of chest hair from Gaston, the song Gaston
Fake
that just
chest hair,
happened.
right?
Mm-hmm. Like he says something chest hair, or just hair. There's a lyric about that, and I open my shirt and there's hair, and so I come downstage, and LeFou's down there, and I bring him up, and I say, "LeFou, I'm afraid I've been thinking," and I curl my chest hair, and the audience loved it, and I thought that it was like a nice feeling to come up with something on my own and have the audience like adore it.
Eat it
And
up. And the director like said, do that, do that, do that, do that.
the director at the end of our last show, I think we only did like two or three shows, but at the end of the last show, she said, "Okay, so we all on the show, but," and I have this like on a recording that she said this, and it so obviously she did not oppose me doing that. But yeah, that's that. It was really nice to like hear stuff like that. It's and at this point, I still wasn't like I want to pursue this. I wanted to be a quantum physicist when I was in fifth grade. Yeah, I really liked physics. I still do, but yeah, I wanted
I didn't expect that.
to.
I thought you were going to say something like a lawyer or a doctor, and like a quantum.
No, I
Did
wanted
you
to
watch
learn about
Quantum
quantum
Leap?
physics.
No.
No,
Have you heard of
no,
Quantum Leap? Have I just dated myself?
no. Yeah,
Never heard of it?
I have no.
Oh wow, Scott
It's
Bakula. You should check it out. Anyway,
okay. I'll look it up.
it's a
Yeah.
great sci-fi series. It ran for 5 years. Scott Bakula, Dean Stockwell. I bet your father knows it.
Okay, he probably does. I'll ask him about it.
Yeah, we're old, so whatever. Okay, moving on. So, you, when did you? I mean, currently now you want to do the acting. You want to do this performing, correct?
Yeah. Well, it took a lot of convincing to my parents, but basically what I want to do now is I want to go to school for musical theater and marketing,
Okay.
so that I have like the marketing goes into a backup plan.
Right.
So it has to do with if I'm not able to do that, then I have like a business degree that I
Right.
use for it,
Which is
whatever. And
which is absolutely smart.
but
And
at the same time, I can also use that degree to market myself as an actor.
what I again, what's impressive is you obviously are doing that on your own. You know, it's not like your parents are prodding you, but
No,
obviously
no.
you know that there's for every role there's 1,000 actors who want that job.
Hmm.
So it's very competitive.
Yeah. But yeah, and then well, I'm not just going to apply to like New York. I'm also applying to like to England and
Wow.
Michigan.
Wow.
But yeah, I had a
So you want to play in the West End, huh?
possibly. I mean, if I mean, it's not like I'm going to go there because it's England. I if
Well,
I
they
look at my
take drama
options,
they take drama very seriously.
yes, yes. But
So,
if I like see if like wherever I apply to over there, if I truly feel like it's a better idea than what's in America, then that is what will take me over there. I'm not going to go because it's like, yay, England, you know?
okay. Um, wow. That's that would be awesome. I mean, in terms of
Yeah.
culturally, you'll get to learn, the
Mm-hmm.
culture, and then the acting, of course. I Shakespeare wrote all his stuff there, so
Yep.
the Globe Theater still stands. So it's
Mm-hmm.
and for those who don't know, the audience members, when I said West End earlier, that's the Broadway of
Yeah.
England.
Yeah.
So we call it Broadway, they call it the West End, and it's Theater Row basically. Um, and you see people like Benedict Cumberbatch, Ian McDermott, all kinds of Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
They'll be performing live on stage. Patrick Stewart just did a
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare run. So anyway, okay, real quick, you had sent me some fabulous images.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
go over these real quick. So what are we looking at?
Just a little headshot that I did for a project that asked for my headshot. So really, this is not professional whatsoever. We just went into the backyard, and my mom was like, "Okay, I
I get
took 10 photos. I
the
think you look pretty in this one."
pretty. No, I'm looking at your expression. I'm like, I'm going to take over the world, and that's kind of a vibe I'm
Well,
getting.
my mom's definitely like, "Oh, my handsome boy," you know. Uh,
Okay,
yeah.
what do we got here?
Okay, so this is, I think you'll also see some more pictures from the show, but this is from just this last week. I was in a production of Rent, and this is the first show that I've done maskless and with no social distancing. So uh, this is after COVID, or like during COVID, I found out about this place that was a youth camp. So they were able to be open during COVID, and they did these shows, and it was social distancing, no touching, sanitize like every 5 minutes,
This
and
is the,
masks,
this the
super strict.
Jack's Theater, I think
Yeah.
it's
So
called.
this is Jack's Theatricals.
Okay.
and they were really great and responsible with it. No one ended up getting sick over the entire period, and it was super safe. But yeah, so this is from just this last weekend when we were doing the shows, and that's
You want to give any shout outs to these people?
sure, yeah. So that's me on the left there, right? And then that's Stuart in the middle. And then that's Morgan, who's a little blurry. And then that's Maisie on the right. And
Who'd you play?
uh, uh, I'll be honest, I got some of the smaller roles, which, you know what, at first I was a little bit, butthurt about it. But then one of my roles was like this homeless man, and so I played this homeless man with this really, I don't know, the audience found it really funny, but like I like did facial expressions because I finally was able to do facial expressions. And I had this squeegee. He was called Squeegee Man. And so I literally, I don't know, I just had fun with this squeegee that I had on top of this scaffolding because that was part of our set. And while I wasn't anything big, I just made it fun for myself, and I got some compliments from the audience, so I
How many shows
appreciated
did you
that.
do?
I think we did 3. We did a Friday night and then Saturday matinee and night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming your parents came to see you?
Yes, they came to see on the last night, and they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. It was very, very nice.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Now, okay,
Uh,
this is where I just, it hurts me to look at you do this because it's like, that looks painful. But I take it you're a gymnast of some sorts?
okay, so I've been doing, no, I stopped because of COVID, but from ages like 3 to 15, I've been doing martial arts.
Oh,
So I have, like, along the way, I become flexible, and then I uh learn flips from some of the teachers and instructors who, take me aside to teach me things.
yeah. And we got a clip of you flipping. Where do you see that?
Yeah, later. But yeah, so um I'm a dancer more than I'm a singer. And
Were you classically trained? Did you take tap or anything?
no,
Or
no, I've taken like some tap classes, and I took ballet for half a year at school, and I really like ballet, but you got to get the right teacher. Um,
ooh, okay.
yeah, some
We'll,
shade,
we'll
but
save that for another show. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but yeah, I think I attribute most of my dancing to doing martial arts because that's what really got me like in touch with my physicality. Oh,
Wow.
and then yeah, this is from a COVID show that we did during school. So this is when school was still in session because right now we're in summer. So in this show, the show was called Working. I personally did not care for it too much, but it was really the only bonding experience that I was able to have with my musical class this past year, because we were all in person and we all had masks, and we went on these like platforms in the field there and
Is this a,
did our
what
thing.
is that? Is that a stadium behind you? What is that?
So those are solar panels.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
but
like,
to the, yeah, but to the left of this photo, if I had shown it, there are like these 9 platforms
okay.
that we like stood on and sang and did monologues.
Is he
Yeah,
wearing a mic? Is that what on his top of his
yeah,
head there?
that's what. Yeah,
Okay. And where's
and
yours?
working is like it's under the hard hat.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, for those people who
work.
don't know, when you do musicals, generally they mic you because obviously they
Mhm.
can mix the sound, make it clear so everybody can
Yeah.
hear. But they're generally taped to your head in some way. So,
Mhm.
um, ooh,
So this is rehearsal for Rent. So as you can see, we still have masks on in the rehearsal because we didn't want to risk anything leading up to the show. Most of us were vaccinated. I think all of us, if not just like 1 or 2 people, were vaccinated. So there was really low risk. But yeah, that's us learning, I think, harmonies
right. And
for.
Rent is one of those plays that has that kind of
Yeah, Rent
surrealistic.
is all singing, and
Right.
it's very much about It's about like Alphabet City during the AIDS crisis. So that
Right.
my girlfriend's dad built the set.
Right, but the set is kind of simplistic. It's not like full
Hmm.
buildings and full rooms and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a wonderful show. It was well written, and of course, what's the famous song? 525,000,
yeah. Seasons of
600.
Love.
Yeah, Seasons of Love. I love that
Yeah,
song.
very
Uh,
nice song.
hey, it's Harry Potter.
So this is a Zoom show. Like this is a photo for a promo for a Zoom show that I did over COVID. So basically, I had my computer on a platform, which was basically when I say platform, it was literally a step ladder that had a giant bulk box of wipes on it that could support my computer. And then I like put boxes under the step ladder so that it could be up at my like so the camera could be at my eye level. And then I put this green screen behind me. And I wish I had a photo from what it looked like
Yeah,
with
behind
the
the
green
scenes.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So
So
we did.
what is this? Are you Harry Potter? Is what is
No,
I
no,
see a
no. So
wand?
this show is a spinoff where it focuses on the Hufflepuffs. And in the show, you're not allowed to like directly reference Harry Potter because it's not part of the
Canon. Yep.
yeah, it's not canon. It
You don't
was
want
like this little
J.K.
theater
coming
that did
after
it.
you.
Exactly. Yeah. And she why am I talking about JFK? And yeah, so the show was all on Zoom and we had special effects and it was some girl's project for her senior year and her dad did this thing where she took the Zoom and put our box really cool animation thing. So I said we had green screens, right? So it was like the entire screen was like a room, and then it was like our boxes appearing. But it didn't look like boxes. It looked like, what you see right now, imagine that, but with all the walls cut out.
Is that somewhere you can be seen? Is it on YouTube or anywhere?
Um, no, I don't think we're allowed to put it on YouTube because like
Well, it's an original
yeah.
thing. I
You can
would.
watch the original production, but that's on a stage. But I don't think we were allowed to put it on YouTube from Zoom.
Oh, okay.
And
Hello.
this is the same show as the kicking one from earlier. So this is Pippin. Um, as you can see, I have a dagger in my right hand. This show was I really this role was one of my favorite roles. This was Lewis. I was Pippin's brother, and I was dancing basically the entire show. It was really fun. Out of 20 numbers of the show, I was in of them, and I had 14 quick changes
You were in how many?
between
16?
17 out of the
17.
20.
Wow.
So yeah, the director decided that every song that wasn't a solo song had to have the ensemble dancing in it. And while it was really fun, it was really tiring. And especially if you look at that mask, it's bedazzled. It's hard to
Oh,
see, but yeah, it's bedazzled and it's thick. So I was basically suffocating the entire show because I was like breathing through my mouth sometimes, and it really was not forgiving. So I had to change my mask like once every show.
okay. What's going on here? It looks like you work out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, I lift a little.
A
Uh,
little. Okay. I ain't gonna not gonna start an argument with you anytime.
no.
Um, let's see. What do we got next? Oh, I love this.
Yeah, so that's the entire cast. Um, we got really close during the show, and it was a really nice experience. We put on the show in like 3 weeks, which is the shortest I've ever done a show. So we met every day for 2 weeks, and then we took a 1 week break because there were two casts, so we had to let the first cast have their tech week. And then in our third week, we went to the theater for like 7 or 8 hours a day to get this done from Monday to Thursday. And then on Friday, we were still like working on the show, and then we put it on Friday, and then we did Saturday. And so we really got to see a
You
lot of
know,
each other.
I've not heard. That's the first time I heard like you rehearse, do a quick crash rehearsal, and then you only do three shows. I would. Is there a
Yeah.
reason you only ran one weekend?
Usually that's what will happen with like younger shows, like because this like we obviously paid to do this. We were not paid for doing this. Um so we
And what you mean is get the rights to do the show, right?
no. So we like okay, so all the kids paid the theater, like the director, like the directors own the theater. So we paid the director to be in the show
Oh,
as a youth camp. So imagine like you're going to summer camp, you pay
right.
them to be in the show. And then it's just something that's pretty standard for youth camps, which is they will just have one weekend. So when I was talking about Golden earlier, they had one weekend for all their shows, and then this is the third show that I've done with Jax. So I've done Pippin, Heathers, and now Rent. Um, oh, I wish I had a picture or video from Rent. Sorry, from Heathers. But they for that show that was like three performances.
And
I
all that.
think the most shows I've ever done in a company was doing Teenage Drama Workshop, which is this like summer camp at CSUN. It's really great. We went for 6 weeks to work on this show. The show was the Disney musical version of Freaky Friday. So
Really?
it's very different from the movie,
Oh,
but
but
and
there's
I
two
think
versions. There's the
yeah,
old version and the modern version.
yeah. So
Jamie
we
Lee
were
Curtis.
doing the modern version.
Okay, Jamie Lee
Yeah.
Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, I believe.
No, that was you're talking about the older. No, they made a new one.
Oh,
Yeah, and I personally think it's really kind of lame. Um, but you know what? I did the show and I had fun with it. But we did, I think, 8 or 9 performances within 1 week.
yikes!
So we did like let me get my math right. We did like Saturday, Sunday, and then we did a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we did 2 shows on the next Saturday.
Wow,
Yeah. So
wow.
that's the most I've ever
Any
done.
any shout outs you want to give to anybody in the picture before we
In the
change?
picture, sure. So this the one at the bottom there is Mayumi. So in Pippin, I played Lewis, Pippin's brother, and Pippin also has like this stepmom, and so that's who Mayumi played, and she is this incredible dancer. She's
You're referring to her?
absolutely yes, Mayumi down here. She is so amazing and so fun to work with and so talented. She is going to her college right now. But she was able to do it because she was in town during COVID to do the show with us, thank goodness. And she is so fun to work with. Yeah, just a fun shout out to Mayumi. She was like my
Okay.
opposite in Pippin, and it was great. And then up there, I want to give like another little shout out.
Okay.
Next to me on the left, that's my girlfriend Maddie. And Maddie is this really phenomenal singer. She was in both casts of Rent. So for this cast, she was
You mean her?
playing, yes, she was playing this homeless woman in this show. And then in the other cast, she was Maureen, Idina Menzel's character.
Wow.
And she was absolutely phenomenal. She was really, really fun to watch. And, there's a difference between being able to be in a show with her and being able to watch her. And I got to do both with her. And I was really happy to be able to do that.
Did the dynamic work? As far as you mentioned, she's your girlfriend,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, how was that working versus
Oh
personal?
no, it was really, it was like nice because we were both, neither of us in this cast were a really big role. So we were able to like sit out some of the times when they were doing like the more focused on the star numbers.
Right.
And so we really got time to hang out while still working on this. And it was really great. It didn't get in the way at all. It was really fun.
Okay. I like this picture.
Yeah. So, okay. So going from left to right, that's Michael, then Esteban, then me, then Tony, and then Dexter. So this is something that I'm going to be working on in the future. This is a CSUN student. I think he either is in senior year or he graduated, but he basically made a deal with, his name is Chris Cifuentes. I may be saying that wrong, but it's like
Is he a
Nick
teacher,
Cifuentes
director,
Welsman.
professor?
He's a student,
Oh,
and he's either senior or he just graduated, and he got this deal with Amazon to just make like his own like little TV show. And so this is like, I think, a 10 or 12 episode little like mini series of that just follows like a 2000, it's supposed to be like 2010. And I happen to be the lead guy in the show, but we haven't started production for it. I think that comes like later.
so you got the scripts and everything already?
I got the final, and we, as you can see, this was for a photo op, and it was really, really fun, really great. And so that's something that I think the first episode comes out on Christmas Day of this year.
But you haven't shot yet.
We haven't shot anything yet.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
good luck with that. And it's, you said Amazon, so I'll be able to see it on Prime?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep,
so
you will.
let me know. I'll put the link in after the video drops, and people want to see it. Look below.
All right.
But not till December, though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't come out till December, but I think they'll have a website up soon.
What's it called?
It's called Wave.
Wave.
Mm-hmm.
WAVE. Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, humans can do this. People who are well trained and fit, and obviously, you said this is part of your martial arts training, I would imagine. But
This was actually more just me messing around in my backyard. I mean, the flip I learned doing martial arts.
Right.
And I hope I didn't just spoil it there, but yeah.
Oops. I got to hit play. There we go.
Yeah.
See, that to me, that's not human. No. You're like defying gravity there.
I like the little Broadway reference for Wicked.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I don't know.
And by the
Maybe
way,
that wasn't on purpose. But
have you, they're doing a feature film of that?
I'm so scared for that.
I got to ask, watching this video, did you, the first time you did that flip or a flip like it, did you weren't scared at all? You didn't think gravity would pull you down and break your
So I learned this trick, I think, in 7th grade.
Wow.
Oh, no. 6th grade. And
that's because you're tall? Were you tall in 6th grade? Were you?
I hit 5 foot in 4th grade. So I think I was about like 5'4" or 5'5" in 6th grade.
Wow.
And so for this flip, if you notice at the very end there, when I land, I land, how do I show this? I land kind of like going that way. So it stretches the tendon a lot. So I did the flip, and I was really stretching out the tendon because I wasn't doing a prep that really worked for how I was doing the flip. So like I used to do a cartwheel and then do the flip, but that wasn't giving me like enough height. So what would happen is I would come down and land, and then I would land and overstretch my Achilles tendon. And what happened is I ended up getting Achilles tendonitis, and I had to wear a cast for a month and a half in 6th grade.
Ouch.
And yeah, so I got injured, right? And then as time went on in 7th grade, I started growing a lot again. And then my calves got super tight because the muscle couldn't keep up with the bone growing as well. So I got it again. But this time I got it in both legs rather than the first time when I only had it in the right leg. And I had to wear a boot on alternating legs every other day for 7th grade. It was really, really not a fun time. This is another flip. This is in freshman year. Yeah, you can play it and then I'll talk about it. This is Godspell.
Oh, Godspell. It looked like you prepped there a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to prep, but then someone went in the way, and then I prepped again. and then I did the flip. So yeah, that's a toe
That's a
touch.
toe touch,
High.
the splits.
And then aerial.
Okay, so what's this is called a toe touch, you said, right?
Yeah, at the very beginning when I jump up and touch my
Right there.
toes. Toe
Okay,
touch.
and then
Yeah.
this is called a what?
This is an aerial. Well, it's a very okay. I'll be honest. I've seen like dancers or gymnasts do aerials, and their legs are like perfectly straight. So we'll call my aerial like a parkour aerial, core like Parkour.
Parkour.
Um,
Okay.
parkour. Parkour is like free running. So it's like the guys that you see at the beach doing bat flips off of, the lifeguard posts.
Into the pool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got a couple questions for you. Usually do this with everybody that I interview. Being as young as you are, and obviously your, social media has just exploded. I mean, you know, we didn't have that when I was your age, so it's like your whole world is basically on smartphones now, literally. And people are making movies and short, stories on these cell phones, kind of thing. And now you're entering the world of theatrics and theater
Mhm.
and live theater. So I'm curious, from your perspective, doing what you've done, what would you advise, say, people either your age or say somebody my age who wants to start acting? Any advice you'd give people as far as they want to do theater, they want to try it? What would you?
Sure. I'll give advice for like some of the younger kids before I give advice to like like what I could call advice for people who are not kids anymore.
Right.
This is advice that I was given by a director once who was analyzing a song that I was supposed to sing, where I started talking to him about possibly getting a manager and auditioning again. And he said that, like, at this moment in time, I'm really talented. And what I have to do is I have to just work on my talent and work on my craft. So before I get ahead of myself, the most important thing that I can do for right now is just work on what I'm good at and really polish it so that when I go into the field when I'm older, I'm not stuck on saying, "Oh, this is how many things I've done. This is how good I am." Instead, I'm able to show it and say, "This is what I'm able to do." So, being
Wow.
an actor, trying to be able to, dance and sing and do other stuff. There's really a big emphasis on uh, self enrichment, just being able to become as talented as you can possibly get before really putting yourself in the workforce. If someone wants to do this as a career, they should not focus. I don't think that they should focus on doing like acting really early. Like I don't like they can
So
do
what,
acting
what do
like
you?
musicals and stuff, but not like auditioning. I mean,
So what you're saying? What you're saying is, I'm trying to summarize what you're saying. So you're saying basically learn your craft, kind of thing. In terms of, are you a believer of learning by doing? Do you think the more roles you get, the more you learn,
well,
or do you
with
study?
every role, you'll learn something. So I would just say like if you want to do something like this for a career or like an actual like if you want to shoot for longevity, then you should really focus on gaining talents and abilities that you don't have yet. So like rather than audition for like something like for Pantages open call like casting calls, you should get a vocal coach maybe and work with him for a year or two, and then you'll start you know
Singing better and
exactly like I was really I did not get a singing teacher or a vocal coach until I was in between seventh and eighth grade. That's like up to seventh grade that I had not been working on my singing yet, and trust me, I really needed help with my singing. And now I'm working with this guy who is like this trained opera singer who's teaching me musical theater techniques using opera techniques. It's like you'll find something different with everyone, but
Right.
he's teaching me stuff that I've never even learned of before, and he's showing me that it works. He teaches it to me.
Do you want to give him a shout out? Because you keep.
Yeah, sure. I think I'll check his last name right now, real quick. But I know his first name is Zephin. I think his last name is Zephin Hollis. Zephin Hollis.
Okay,
Zephin Quinn
what about your
Hollis.
acting? How do you feel about? I mean, where are you focusing on? It sounds like a lot of musical theater, obviously musical and
Yes.
singing and all that. How about the acting side?
So next year at school, I'm going to be in. Oh, sorry, I completely just like lost connection there, and I
Yeah,
thought,
you froze
yeah,
for a
sorry.
second.
We're back. Yeah. Okay, so next year at school, I'm going to be in a play production class, and so in the play production class, there's no dancing and no singing. It's really focused on like mature, or at least I hope it will be, on mature acting and like believable roles that are
So
more realistic than
so probably
comedic.
things like character development, scene study, maybe even
Yeah.
blocking, things like that.
Like I'm much more well suited in comedy than I am in drama. So that's where I need to work on. Like I can crack a joke much quicker than I can make someone cry, you know?
Right.
Um, which I don't
Well,
really know how
a
good of
lot of
an.
a lot of people would say that comedy is harder than drama, though.
Um, it I just found I find it easier to make people laugh than to do dramatic performances. So that's what I want to work on at this moment. And
So
then maybe if I find as time goes on that I need to work on comedy, then I'll work on comedy more.
right. So I'm assuming that at your house, your mom and dad are laughing all the time.
Um, yeah,
I'm
my
just kidding.
mom says that I have this. No. Listen, my mom says I have this thing where like sometimes I'll like she'll say something and I'll give just this like I won't think twice and I'll just say something and she finds it so funny that she has to stop what she's doing so that she can give like like a belly laugh.
Well, that's cool.
So my mom finds me funny, and that's the only person that I want to find me funny. So
Aw. Sorry, Dad. Okay.
my dad does dad jokes. Okay, so that's
Well, you
that's where
said
the
that
humor
earlier.
differs.
You said that
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
What's a dad joke? What does
A
that mean?
dad joke is like um, it's like a certain way of telling a joke that has to do with finding it more like the cooler kids almost find it lame. You that's a really bad way to put it. Hold on. Let me okay. So
So
if
is
my
it the kind of joke? Is it the kind of joke where only he finds it funny?
yes, most of the time only he finds it funny. And my dad will like say something and my little brother and I will just look at each other and just like shake our heads and go, no, he
Okay.
should have not said that. And then he gets sad when we don't find it funny.
Yes, and I totally respect your father, Taya. He's an intelligent
Yeah.
man.
He's great.
I
He's
have
funny.
great
Like he has his moments,
I
but
have great
like
conversations with him. Trust me, if you watch the other interviews, you'll realize he's much smarter than me. So, and now he's an author, which yay.
yes. He has a
So
book that he just put out called How to Get a Job.
yes, get it. It's
Yes.
on Amazon.
Taya
Uh,
McDaniel, Teja. There. Plug my dad.
there you go.
As an apology for making fun of his humor.
He hasn't told me any jokes, so I'll have to ask him about that, but or maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't know. Anyway,
Maybe you
so
want to save yourself.
real quick. So in closing, before we say goodbye to everybody,
Sure.
I'm going to ask you a few questions, like being I don't know what exposure you had to musical theater, watching or seeing or movies or whatever. So what would you say is your favorite musical?
Oh, I easy. It's Spring Awakening, and it's mostly because I'm just in this teenage period where there's a lot of teenage angst,
Right.
and that musical is basically just Teenage Angst the musical. It's really good. It's mostly like punk and rock music in the musical theater form, and there's a lot of bad words Just putting that out there. So you
Okay.
should,
Adult
yeah.
only.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so what's your favorite comedy play?
Comedy play. I really like, I don't know, can you count Brighton Beach Memoirs as a comedy play?
Absolutely. Neil
Yeah.
Simon, The Odd
Mm-hmm.
Couple, The
Yeah.
Goodbye Girl. I mean, he's written, there's a lot of good stuff. So if you're into that, I would check out The Goodbye
Yeah. And
Girl.
I also like Harvey Feinstein.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The actor,
Like,
actor,
yeah,
writer,
yeah.
producer.
The actor writer, not Harvey Weinstein.
No,
Harvey
no,
Feinstein.
no, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. No.
no. Let's not go there.
No.
So what's your favorite drama that you've seen?
Um, we just recently
You do
studied.
sound effects too? Wow.
No, no, no. Uh, I we like just now, like, I just graduated 10th grade. Yeah. We studied Macbeth, and
Oh,
that's like, I know that's like really lame of an answer to say like
not at
Shakespeare,
all. I mean,
but it was really fun to because we read Macbeth, and then I watched Michael Fassbender do Macbeth, and then I watched Sir Patrick Stewart do Macbeth, and it's really fun. It just looks really fun across like all the different
well,
ways of like watching it.
let me just say I'm impressed that you even mentioned Shakespeare because I don't even know if they teach Shakespeare anymore. I learned it in grade school, high school, but that's impressive. And the fact that you got two performances, two very different
Yeah,
interpretations, that's an acting lesson in itself. So, okay,
I
what's your favorite movie of all time? No go
no,
to.
no, I don't really have a go-to one. Like, there are some movies. Okay, yeah, I'll give this one, The Way Back. I watched it last night, and it was really good. It has Sam Rockwell and Steve Carell. It's a really, really nice movie.
How about your favorite like of all time TV show? You mentioned some that you watch, but is there any that
Sure.
that kind of stand out as far as everyone's got to watch this?
Everyone's gonna watch this. Survivor is really good. Just the reality TV show Survivor. I really like Survivor. I don't know. I watch so much TV, but I don't have a favorite. That's like, yeah, Survivor is really nice.
Okay, I didn't expect a reality show, but a lot of people are into the baking shows and the singing
Yeah.
shows and the dancing shows and the I don't even get Big Brother, so don't even go there. But anyway, great. Well, listen, this was an interesting conversation. I loved your perspective. You gave some great advice to people. I hope people actually take it to heart, and because I've talked to a lot of experienced actors and people that are other things, but it's nice to hear somebody coming fresh out of the door, enjoying what you do. It sounds like you enjoy it.
Yeah, I
Um,
do. I do.
you're pursuing it, so that's
Yeah.
the best. I mean, do you want to anything in closing you want to say to anybody before we actually say bye?
Um, this was really fun, Lorenzo.
Oh,
I don't think I have any like closing notes.
anything you want to say to mom or dad?
To mom, Dad, I'm sorry for making fun of you. Uh, Again, get my dad's book called How to Get a Job. Give him 5 stars as a review. It's already like on Kindle as like number 12 for like job resumes, like in terms of books. So it's a really good book, and it's really short. It's really short. It's really trying to help you. So that's what I want to say to my dad, to my mom. Thank you for letting me use the dining room. Uh,
Okay, didn't see that
I
coming.
love both of them so much, and they know this.
Okay,
But
well
yeah,
now they've got it on video, so
yes,
they can never say you never said that. Anyway, thank you, Tristan, so much. This was a great experience for me. If you haven't already, somewhere on the screen there's a button that says subscribe. Maybe on your face or my face, I don't know. There's also the little bell. That little bell lets you know when there's new videos out there. I'm going to do this quick because I can't even remember my own shows. I have 7 of them. If you haven't checked out the Geek Authority show, which is this one where his father is also interviewed, I have the Geek Authority's Mysterious Chamber of Collectibles, where I collect things from my past and bring them out and show you what they used to make. Toys are a lot different now. And then I have the Unboxing Geek Authority, which is new stuff. They send me and I open it up in front of the camera. I have Talk About, where we talk about TV shows like Cobra Kai, really successful, and old shows like Space 1999 with Martin Landau and Barbara Bain. And you're like, I have no idea who they are, I'm sure. And then I have a new show called Playing Games with the Geek Authority, where we take one game. There's a couple friends of ours. We play the game from beginning to end, learn the rules, regulations, the problems, so on and so forth. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, reviews, opinions, and commentary, where I actually talk about things and share my opinions. Some things I like, some things I don't. It's fun. Anyway, thank you so much, Tristan. This was a great experience for me. I
Of
appreciate your
course.
time. This was fun, and hope you had fun. And of course, let's say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye. Thank
See
you,
you next time.
Lorenzo.